Dear students, this is next video. In that video, earlier video, I studied the morphology of leaf, structure of leaf, a typical leaf, and also different types, that is the simple and compound leaves, and also phyllotaxy, and different types we have studied. In this video, we can study the stipules, what we call as stipules. Now, what are stipules? Stipules are the lateral appendages of the leaf borne at its base. That is, stipules are the lateral appendages of the leaf borne at its base. Their function is to protect the young leaves in the bud. And when green, they manufacture food material in the same way as leaves. When stipules are present, the leaf is said to be stipulate. And when stipules are absent, it is called as exstipulate. Stipules are present in many families of dicotyledonous, but they are absent or very rarely present in monocotyledonous. In monocots, they appear as outgrowths of the leaf sheath and are interpreted as stipules. In butterfly, in the butterfly pea, that is called a Claytoria, a small stipule is present at the base of each leaflet. Such a small stipule is otherwise known as stipel. Stipel, stipel or stipple. This is the what we call as about the stipules. Now, what are the kinds of stipules? According to their shape, position, color, and size, the stipules are the following types or kinds. Number 1, free lateral stipules. These are two free stipules, usually small and green in color, borne on the two sides of the leaf base, as in cotton or as in China rose. That is, in the kinds of leaves stipules, first stipule is the free lateral stipules. These are two free stipules, usually small and green in color, borne on the two sides of the leaf base, as in China rose, cotton. We have seen in the cotton family, in the hibiscus leaf, you can see where free lateral stipules are there. Second one, scaly stipules. These are small dry scales, usually two in number, borne on the two sides of the leaf base, as in Desmodium. In that example, Indian telegraph plant, that is Desmodium gyrans, where the scaly stipules are there. Third one, adnate stipules. Adnate stipules, these are two lateral stipules that grow along the petiole. These are two lateral stipules that grow along the petiole up to a certain height, adhering to it and making it somewhat winged in appearance, as in rose, groundnut, strawberry, and also in lupin. Next one, interpetiolar stipule, you can see in the jasmine. These are the two stipules that lie between the petioles of opposite or whorled leaves. Example you can see in the Ixora and Anthocephalus. That means two stipules lie between the petioles of opposite or whorled leaves. Fifth one, ocreate stipules, commonly seen in the Polygonum plants, Rumex or sorrel plants, in the buckwheat. They form ocreate stipules, they form a hollow tube encircling the stem from the node up to a certain height of the internode in front of a petiole. They form a hollow tube encircling the stem from the node up to a certain height of the internode in front of the petiole, as in Polygonum, sorrel, etc. plants. You also see the diagram are there here under. Sixth one, foliaceous stipules. These are two large green leafy structures as in pea or pisum, wild pea or lathyrus, passion flower and cassia, where you can see the foliaceous stipules. Seventh one, bud scales. These are the scaly stipules which enclose and protect the vegetative buds and fall off as soon as the leaves unfold. Example, magnolia, ironwood tree, or etc. plants. We can see the bud scales. Eighth one, we can study the spinous stipules. Spinous stipules, these stipules become modified into two sharp pointed structures known as spines, one on each side of the leaf base. So such spinous stipules give protection to the leaf against the attack of herbaceous animals. Example, acacia and also Indian plum, Jujubas jujuba, Mimosaceae members, Mimosae, eagle, where you can observe the spinous stipules. Next is the modification of leaf. What are the modification of leaf? In many plants, leaves get modified into, or in many plants, leaves get modified to perform some special functions other than the normal one, such as photosynthesis and transpiration. That is, in many plants, leaves get modified into perform some special functions other than normal one, such as photosynthesis and transpiration. They are as follows. Phyllodes. What is phyllodes? Phyllodes is a leaf petiole which becomes leaf-like and performs the function of a leaf. In Australian acacia, the petiole or any part of the rakish become flattened or winged, taking shape of the leaf and turning green in color. The flattened or winged petiole or rachish is known as phyllodes. The normal leaf, which is pinnately compound in nature, develops in the seedling stage, but it soon falls off. The phyllodes that perform the functions of the leaf. There are about 300 species of Australian acacia, all showing the phyllodes. Example, Parkinsonia acacia and other plants. You can see this, especially in Australian acacia. You can see this type of phyllodes, what we call as a phyllodes. And the next is the what we call as leaf modified into spines. After phyllodes, you can study leaf modified into spines. Leaves of certain plants become modified into sharp spines for defensive purpose is known as spines. This in prickly pear, especially Opuntia, what we call as the minute leaves of the axillary bud are modified into spines. The leaf apex in date palm, dagger plant, yucca, etc. is so modified, while in barberry the leaf itself becomes modified into a spine, while the leaves of the axillary bud are normal. Example, Opuntia, Indian, aloe, and Ageoplats, we can see such a type. Next, leaf modified into tendril, what we call as leaf modified into a tendril. That is what we called as in that tendril it is weak stemmed plant. In a weak stemmed plant, leaf or part of leaf gets modified into green thread like structure called tendrils. Tendrils are always climbing organs and are sensitive to contact with a foreign body. Therefore, whenever they become in contact with a neighboring object, they coiled around it and help the plant to climb. The leaf may be partially or wholly modified. Partially or wholly modified. In Lathyrus aphaca, that is wild pea, entire leaf is modified into a tendril. While in Pisum satum upper leaflets gets modified into a tendril, where as in traveler's joy, Norvelia plant, it is only the terminal leaflet that is connected, or terminal leaflet only converted into long coiling tendril. In Smilax, the leaf stalk is modified into two tendrils. Example, you can see the Pisum, Lathyrus, Glory Lily, Gloriosa members. You can see the diagrams also there. Next is the leaf modified into hooks. In cat's nail plants, or it's called as Bignonia angescati, an elegant climber. The terminal leaflets become modified into three very sharp, stiff and curved hooks, very much like the nails of a cat. These hooks cling to the bark of a tree and act as organs of support for climbing. This is called as the leaf modified into hooks. You can also see the diagrams here. And next is the insectivorous plants. Insectivorous plants that derive some of their nutrients from trapping and consuming animals or protozoans. Insectivorous plants include Venus flytrap, several types of pitcher plants, that is the butterworts, sundews, bladderworts, the waterwheel plant, Brocchinia, and many members of the Bromeliaceae. There are approximately more 500 types of insectivorous plants known in the world. Habits or habitats differ depending on the type of the plant. That is, 500 types, more than 500 types of insectivorous plants are there in total in the world, but they differ on the type of plant. Some of the adaptations are given below. One is the pitcher plant, and it is commonly called as a Nepenthes. Pitcher plants are several different carnivorous plants which have modified leaves known as pitfall traps. The prey trapping mechanism featuring a deep cavity filled with digestive liquid. Nepenthes is a genus of carnivorous plants, also known as tropical pitcher plants. The leaf becomes modified into a pitcher. There is a sort of slender stalk which often coils like tendrils, holding the pitcher vertical, and the basal portion is flattened like a leaf. The pitcher is provided with a lid which covers its mouth when the pitcher